I'm Kris Hagan. For those who don't know, I've been a language coach for many years. In my career, I've taught a wide variety of people, from famous singers and radio presenters to doctors, uni students, and yes, even desperate housewives trying to find an English lover. I've finally decided to share my thoughts, tips and tricks with the world. Also check out my YouTube channel if you want to see my ugly mush. So let's kick off this podcast with a great jingle.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, shining all his English tips. Kris
is an anagram of risk.
Kris.
Hello, and hello Sabrina. I hope you were singing along to the jingles, and as it was you who was asking me and begging me for the lyrics of the jingles. I need to post another one. In fact, I only posted 2, but this one that you just heard, the intro jingle, the theme tune, doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar, here for you comes in your ears. Another word for thanks is cheers. He's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, sharing all his English tips. Kris is an anagram of risk. So Sabrina, I hope you were singing along. Also today you will hear Pat, so get your lyrics ready for Pat's theme tune. Also hello to Federico. Hello Federico. Are you reviving your lessons? Be careful, reviving is not revising. There's a big difference. Your lessons are not dead, or almost dead. In fact, if you're reviving them, you're bringing them back to life. So hopefully you revived your lessons and then managed to revise them after.
Just a bit of adverts.
On those dark, dreary days, or sunbathing on the beach, check out our YouTube channel for our videos about comprehension, vocabulary and pronunciation. There are even videos to practice your writing. Go to YouTube and type my name, Kris Hagan. It's as easy as that. And another bit of news, I've got another book out on Amazon. Well, it's everywhere really, but you can also get it on Amazon. It's basically exercises for level A1. I'm also doing the book of A2, B1, etc. So don't panic, you people who are higher. This book of level A1 is only exercises. It's without the grammar explanations. There is a reason. I'm about to tell you why. It's because this book accompanies my lessons with my students and my teachers. They're exercises, extra exercises to do, which cover all the grammar aspects and grammar rules of level A1. So if you buy this book, which is not expensive, if you buy it and complete all the exercises without making any mistakes, because the answers are also in the book, but remember, don't check the answers before the exercises, Sabrina. Pepper grows on trees. In joke there. There you go. If you manage to get all the questions right perfectly, it means you are level A1 or higher even. Woohoo! So then you can get the next book A2 and check that one. Then you can get the next one B1 and check that one when they come out, obviously. They should be out very soon though, because I'm working on them at the moment. Well, at this exact moment, no, because I'm doing the podcast.
Use me, say me any way you want me. You got the power to use me right.
Now, 2 things we can do this week. The first thing is the words I just used. I said that's an in-joke. When I said Sabrina, pepper grows on trees, it's because she didn't know that pepper grew on trees. But what is an in-joke? An in-joke is a joke that only a certain group of people understand. Okay, so when you're with your friends and you know something that other people don't and you make a joke about it and only your group of friends laugh, that means that is an in-joke. Only your friends know. So that's in-joke, okay? Try use that one. Also, the use of the emphatic do. For example, do come in. Do sit down. Sounds really, really British. This is a particular use of the verb do, or does, or did, okay, to add emphasis to the affirmative sentence. The emphatic do is far more common in speech than in formal written English. So we say it more like, do come in, when you want to really invite somebody into your house. Unlike ordinary auxiliary verbs, which are typically unstressed in speech, the emphatic do is almost always stressed. So do sit down. Do listen to my podcast. Now, today is International Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day to all the women out there and people who want to be women in the future. We have to be all-inclusive these days. And so happy International Women's Day. Now, something which you may or may not know is International Women's Day in many countries is Mother's Day. But in England, it's not. Let me just quickly check on Google when it is, because I actually don't remember, because I'm a terrible son. This year, in 2022, in the UK, so Debbie, remember, it is Mother's Day on March the 27th. The 27th of March, because I'm British, and I just read an international website, which is obviously an American website, which wrote it the wrong way around. So, the 27th of March is Mother's Day in the UK. So, all you people with an English mother, don't forget, 27th of March. I'll still forget. So happy Mother's Day, Mum, in advance, because if I don't say it now, I probably will never say it, because I will never remember, unless somebody reminds me, of course. Now, have you got your lyrics ready for Pat's jingle? Because it's International Women's Day. What better woman could I have in... Oh, there's also Laura and Kelly and Mimi and Debbie and Yvonne. Okay, so one of the many, many, many special women in my podcast, it's Pat.
She likes to go line dancing 5 days a week. She danced so much she had to get to your knees. Her cheese and onion pie is the very best. Or try her bakewell tart and forget the rest. La 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 la, her name is Pat. La 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 la, her name is Pat.
Okay, in England, when people come back to visit, there's always an expression that you hear a lot, which is, guess who's dead? Okay, now Pat, how many times have you said this to me?
Well, quite a few times because, like...
Very positive segment, this one. But a few times, yeah, go on.
Well, in the past, because we've been line dancing together, and we knew a lot of the same people.
They were generally older than us.
Yeah, so we're generally older.
I said us, older than us.
Yeah, even older than me, I believe it or not.
If that's possible.
Yeah. So I know that you've known a lot of these people, and then if I forget to tell you and think, I'll tell Kris next time he comes home, I probably forget then. So I kind of tell you as I found out that it's happened.
But it's a very normal thing when you go to visit somebody and they go, guess who's dead? And it's like a game. Like, well, how can you guess? You can't guess.
No, you can't guess.
Unless you're very English.
Yeah.
So this expression made me think about somebody who is very famous in the UK, obviously not for positive reasons, and you're kind of connected to it. You're not a killer or anything. We know this. You're a very good person. You only take cakes back because there's no marzipan. Okay, do you want to explain to people who Myra Hindley was?
Well, she was a very notorious murderer who worked with a boyfriend, Ian Brady.
Ian Brady.
Ian Brady, yeah. I mean, I think...
From Manchester, these.
Yeah, certainly she lived more or less down the road from me.
She was your neighbour?
Yes, although I didn't know her, but the first time I kind of heard about this story, there was a picture in the paper of a girl that I used to go to school with. She was called Pauline Reed, and it was saying she was missing, and I hadn't seen her.
But when was this? Like, long time ago?
Oh yeah, in the 60s. So about 1967, and I knew I'd been to school with her. She was just 1 year above me, so I knew her slightly, and I thought, she's missing, and I didn't think much more of it until a few months after that. It came on the television, and that there was a lot of children in Manchester and the Manchester area had gone missing, a lot younger children, and then we found out that Myra Hindley and Ian Brady had been arrested. First of all, for two of them. Pauline Reed didn't get found until about 20 years after she was buried.
So
on
what
the
did they do then? They buried them where?
On the moors,
which is not far from here.
Not really.
It's a beautiful place. On the moors.
Very nice. But so I mean, it's absolutely awful what they used to do, because they like the first little girl that they picked up was around Christmas time, Boxing Day is the fairground, and they basically, and because she was a woman, you see, he would use her to go and
to attract the children.
Yeah, to attract this little girl, and then get her into
entice
his car.
them into the car,
and then they'd take her on. They actually took her back to her house, tortured her, and buried her on the moors, and they did that with quite a few children, and once the police found, I think it was three of them buried, and they so of course they both got sent to prison for life, but they didn't find Pauline Reed till, like I say, about 20 years after.
They found her now?
They did
find her?
Yeah, they found her in, I think it was 87 they found her, which would be about, but there was one little boy, and unfortunately his mother's died. She used to go to the moors every every week, I think, and put flowers there. And, you know, they looked
they never found his
but
body.
they never found him. And they think, after a bit, because they couldn't find him, they thought it was because maybe he just disintegrated. You know,
After
his body
so long,
had just,
terrible.
yeah.
But these two, Myra Hindley and Ian Brady, are still alive.
No,
both
both of
dead.
them died. Yeah, Ian Brady not so long ago, actually. I think it was possibly 2 years. Myra Hindley a good bit before that, about maybe 8-10 years ago. But she died in prison.
But apart from this, Manchester's a lovely place.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
But the thing about it for me was that she lived very near to me, with regards to the fact that when I used to go to school, I used to pass the street where she lived.
Hey,
you know, so when I think of that,
makes it more realistic. I know, obviously, it's realistic, but it makes it more
when
personal.
I think of that, I think it was just awful, really.
Yeah. But apart from that, the moors are a beautiful place to visit.
Yeah,
Jeez, God, yeah. All right, so thank you very much, Pat, and for that wonderful, happy, positive.
Yeah, that was awful.
Thing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's information. It's information that people need to know.
Yeah, which might, I would imagine maybe that it's, I don't know if people in Italy know about it. I would think that it's probably a story that other people in the world have heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's other stories as well, Harold Shipman,
yes,
things like this.
Yeah.
But we'll leave them for another time.
Yes, yeah.
For another depressing year. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and see you next time.
You need to activate your sexy. Activate your sexy. Silky smooth and snap. Silky smooth and snap. Now lean with it. Lean. Throw a little sheen in it. Sheen. Say bat, bat, bat. Dishes back.
Mamusium. What am I saying? Mamusium. The name Mamusium means breast-shaped hills. And it was later, I think it developed, it evolved into the name Manchester. Manchester is named after boobs, women's breasts. Everything's connected to International Women's Day today. Even Pat talking about a female serial killer. How nice. So yeah, Manchester, which was established by the Romans in AD 79, was given the name Mamusium. Breast-shaped hills. How nice. In fact, if you look at Manchester, the hills are very breast-shaped. There's many of them, though. I've never seen a woman with so many breasts, but there you go. And the second little fun thing I want to tell you, just to detract from the depressing serial killer thing, is, do you know, if you say the word Jesus backwards, it sounds like sausage. There you go. Time for the jingle. Bye.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock. Shining on his English lips, Kris
is an anagram of risk.